Hey guys, how you doing today? I wanted to talk a little bit about ferns because I've had a couple of people ask me a few questions about ferns. So I figured while I was watering and dragging a few plants back and forth in and out of the kitchen, watering and stuff like that, um, I'd just go ahead and do a fern video because of the questions. But I would say the biggest thing with taking care of your ferns is, and I have more, I just don't have them all. I got some in my grow room, I've got one out in the kitchen and the sink, but I would say really, the most important thing about having a fern is moisture. Um, they like to stay damp, not soaking wet, but damp for the most part, and they like humidity. Their their soil, I think the best soil to use is one that will stay a little more moist for you. So maybe, use your regular soil and your perlite, a little bit of peat or cocoa coir, um, a little bit of bark like orchid bark, and a little bit of charcoal. Um, you still want a nicely draining soil, but with that peat, it will help keep the moisture in a little bit more for your fern. That way, maybe you won't have to, water it every couple of days. But that's just going to depend on your environment too. Like I run a humidifier all the time for all my plants. I keep my humidity, um, as long as you're keeping it like around 50 to 60, and you've got some good airflow going, um, that humidity should be okay. But like I keep my ferns right by my humidifiers between this room and my grow room. And they like to be misted. I personally I mist mine every day. I just use this little mist bottle. It's got like a really fine mist. They love it, and they really need the humidity. Also, something else that you might want to consider, especially if you do not like watering all the time, um, keep a fern in a plastic a plastic container. That way it holds the moisture a little bit more. Now I have, this is a truffle, or excuse me, it's a silver lace fern. It's really bright there. That helped a little bit. That's my silver lace fern. Now she has grown a lot for me this winter. It's a little bird nest fern. That's a rabbit's foot fern. That's my crocodile fern. My maidenhair fern. That is another type of a bird nest fern. I think she's called Chrissy. I've got like one, two, three, four. I think I got 4 different kinds of bird nests. Like this is the type of bird nest fern also. Then I've got another one that's similar to this, but like the edges are wavy. Kind of wavy like these new fronds coming out. Now, I would say that, like my truffle fern, now, this fern, ever since I've gotten it, has always been a fight for me. It's really touchy. Um, it likes a little more brighter light. And my silver lace fern, it likes a little more brighter light than like my rabbit's foot fern and my maidenhair fern. Sorry guys, I got you crooked. The maidenhair fern and the rabbit's foot fern, they can do with a lot more lower light. I actually keep these two in my kitchen window, and my kitchen window has a back porch on that window, so it doesn't get a whole lot of light, but then I've got a light up above, and I bought like, it's like a chandelier type hanging light, or whatever you call it. and it takes like the small light bulbs, and it holds 3, so I found like the highest watt that I could find, and I'm growing these 2 ferns, that fern actually, and a spider plant, and a small cactus is what I have growing out under my kitchen window, which I don't think I've ever showed you guys the plants that I grow on my kitchen window in my kitchen. But anyways, I'm getting off track. So anyways, what I was saying, I think that a harder fern, ferns that I struggle with the most, is this truffle fern. I would say if you want to get a fern, stay away from a truffle. They're really picky. And the silver lace fern, now it seems to grow really nicely. I really have enjoyed this fern. As you can see, she's got, she's got all kinds of new growth. This all new, that's all new. I just picked off a couple that were kind of drying up. You can tell when they're kind of dying back. Like, whoop, like this here. It's kind of turning funny, and it's getting dried up. And it won't be long, a couple more days, I'll be picking that one off. But, I would say stay away from anything frilly. A real thin leaf fern. If you want to start out with a great fern, I think a great little ferns are these bird nest ferns. They're thicker. They don't need as much water, and it seems like they do pretty good in like a medium to low light situation. This little crocodile fern, I would say that would be a good beginner fern to try, because she don't seem like she needs a lot of water, and these do not need a lot of water, because actually they grow majorly on trees. They have a really dense root system, like a oh shoot, not a philodendron. What am I trying to say? Staghorn fern. Oh, that's what I forgot to bring out, my staghorn fern. But I would say for a beginner, a bird nest type fern is a great fern to start with. The only bad thing about them is you got to make sure that you're not getting water in the center. Because if you get water in the center of it, and it doesn't have enough air movement, it's going to rot that out. And if you would get it in the center of it, just put her in an area where you have a lot of air movement, and just kind of tip it like this. You don't have to panic. Just put her in, throw it in front of a fan or something. Because I accidentally get it in the middle, but as long as you got good air movement, I mean, it's not going to hurt nothing. But like, I know these are gorgeous ferns, and trust me, these are a pain, because like, see, like right there, I missed a piece. Rabbit hair fern, if you're a beginner, I wouldn't recommend it. A Boston fern, I think, in my opinion, is pretty easy to take care of. But stay away from the finer leaves in the beginning, because they just really require a lot of moisture. And it is because, you know, because look at the stems. Look how delicate and tiny the stems are on these. These would be not a type of fern for a beginner. If you're seeing these skinny, skinny little stems like this, they're going to like a lot of moisture and a lot of humidity. And if you put them in a drafty area in your house in front of a door, they are going to hate it. This is like my third or fourth rabbit's foot fern that I've tried. This is my second or third bridesmaid. Or bridesmaid, oh my god. Yeah, right. Maidenhair fern. Oh, bridesmaid. Oh boy, okay. But, anyways, you know, try these, like one of these first and see how you do with it. Which, I think they're like super easy to grow. But, I think I said everything I wanted to say. But, some are like super touchy, like a truffle fern. I mean, whew, geez, she goes into a fit over nothing, you know, it's like ridiculous. So yeah, just, you know, a medium light, keep them moist, keep them humid. They don't like the cold, don't put them in drafts, you know, and humidity. That is what they like. So, alright guys, I'm going to let you go, and I will talk to you later. You have a great weekend. Bye.